When you think of mermaids, you might picture a beautiful woman with a shimmering fishtail gliding gracefully through the ocean. Or perhaps you imagine a more sinister creature, ready to lure unsuspecting sailors to their doom. Across cultures, mermaids come with a rich tapestry of stories, some enchanting, others chilling. Today, let's dive into the intriguing and often dark history of these mythical beings. At their core, mermaids are typically depicted as having the upper body of a woman and the lower body of a fish. But depending on where you are in the world, this image can vary dramatically. In the West, one of the most influential origins of the mermaid myth can be traced back to the sirens of Greek mythology. Often mistaken for mermaids, sirens were originally portrayed as bird women. Their haunting melodies captivated sailors, drawing them toward perilous rocks and watery graves, a theme immortalized in epic tales like the Argonautica and the Odyssey. In the Argonautica, Orpheus, the famed musician, countered the sirens' enchanting song with his own music, saving most of the crew from the sirens' fatal allure. In the Odyssey, Odysseus, curious about the sirens' song, ordered his crew to block their ears with beeswax, while he had himself tied to the ship's mast, determined to hear their captivating voices without succumbing to their call. The lore goes that if a man survived hearing their song, the sirens would be compelled to drown themselves. As the Hellenistic period progressed, artistic depictions began to shift from bird-like figures to the fish-tailed beauties we recognize today. Roman authors like Hyginus and Ovid helped solidify this transformation. Ovid shared a tale in which the sirens were once nymphs serving Persephone. When Persephone was abducted by Hades, the heartbroken nymphs were gifted wings by Demeter to search for her. But in a fit of anger, Demeter transformed them into sirens, dooming them to sing sorrowful songs that echoed their lost hopes. Interestingly, Greek mythology also features male counterparts known as mermen. One notable figure is Glaucus, a fisherman who discovered a magical herb that revived fish. After consuming it, he transformed into a merman, longing for a life beneath the waves. Embracing his new identity, he became a guide for lost sailors, using his prophetic powers to help them navigate treacherous waters. Another prominent merman is Triton, the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite. Unlike his parents, who could traverse both land and sea, Triton was born as a half-man, half-fish being. Serving as his father's messenger, Triton is often depicted as a powerful figure in ancient art, sometimes wrestling with heroes like Heracles. Venturing beyond the Mediterranean, we find fascinating mermaid-like creatures in other cultures. In ancient Mesopotamia, the goddess Atargatis is one of the earliest recorded examples. She fell deeply in love with a mortal shepherd who tragically drowned. In her grief, Atargatis leapt into the water, hoping to join him in death. The gods, however, transformed her into a fish with the upper body of a woman, ensuring her beauty would remain visible even in her aquatic form. In Middle Eastern folklore, the tales in 1001 Nights feature sea dwellers who could breathe underwater, often described as sea people or seaborn. Meanwhile, in Japan, the ningyo, or human fish, presents a different image altogether. These creatures are predominantly fish, with only their heads resembling humans. With their golden horns and additional eyes, they are more monstrous than the enchanting mermaids of Western folklore. Slavic folklore introduces us to the rusalka, ethereal spirits that inhabit lakes and rivers. These spirits are often depicted as the souls of young women who met tragic fates, drowned due to unhappy marriages or lost loves. Originally viewed as symbols of fertility, the rusalka would emerge from the waters in spring to bless the fields. Over time, their image soured, becoming associated with chaos and vengeance as they sought retribution on those who wronged them. In Irish folklore, merrows are depicted as friendly yet mischievous sea creatures. They have the ability to transform into humans and often wore magical caps that allowed them to swim freely. While they are generally benevolent, merrows can be capricious, and their interactions with humans often lead to unpredictable consequences. Mermaids have left a lasting impact on literature and popular culture, frequently symbolizing freedom, longing, and the allure of the unknown. Hans Christian Andersen's story of The Little Mermaid addresses the tragic yearning of a mermaid who sacrifices her voice for a chance to be with a human prince. With themes of love, sacrifice, and transformation, this poignant tale has resonated deeply with audiences and has been adapted into numerous films, plays, and musicals. In contemporary popular culture, mermaids often walk a fine line between enchanting and dangerous. Films like Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, and The Shape of Water offer modern interpretations, portraying mermaids as complex beings with their own desires and struggles. From the charming to the terrifying, the stories of mermaids and their counterparts across cultures reveal deep-seated fears, desires, and the mysteries of the ocean. Whether they beckon us to join them or warn us of the dangers lurking beneath the waves, mermaids continue to captivate our imaginations with their complex and often dark histories.